Edith Labelle here backstage with Dan Hardy, and we've just completed trilogy number 4. And it's Saturday. It feels like it's nighttime, right? Because we're behind closed doors right now. But it's Saturday here in the UK, and it's 6 p.m. And now we get to go watch the UFC fight. So I don't know about you, but I could get used to that. I kind of like that.
Absolutely, I could get used to that. As soon as the main event finished, I got a notification on my phone that the prelims for the UFC are starting. So it's a case of getting back to the hotel now and getting the prelims on.
That's perfect. Well, let's do a little recap first about what happened the last 3 days. Because, we're not going to go over everything. Obviously, we're going to be here all night long. Let's start maybe with the title fights.
Okay.
So, first of all, we had Matthias Frederick versus Matt Bonner. What did you think of that one? Did you see that one coming?
It was just a wild fight. I mean, it was really a coin toss the way that was going to go, because you know what you're going to get with Matthias Frederick. He's going to bring aggression and intensity. Mm-hmm. But Matt Bonner's been in there so many times. Yes. He's had an up and down career in Cage Warriors, but those losses they've burned him, and he's clung onto those losses, and he took him into the fight that night. Mm-hmm. And all the times that it looked like it might be getting away from him, he was able to pull it back in the last moment with that rear naked choke. I
did feel like if someone would be able to get through to Matthias, it would be Matt Bonner.
It's going to be someone with that kind of toughness, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, next we had Joe McColgan versus Agi Sadari. Oh my gosh.
What an amazing performance, right? I mean, the thing is with Agi Sadari, we know that he's going to be a difficult guy to find in the cage because he skirts around the edge and he tries to stay away from his opponents. But McColgan just chases you down. Mm-hmm. I made a comment about him not having killer instinct in the past, and he came over to me after the fight and he said, I heard that comment that you made and it inspired me. And he went out and proved me wrong. He attacked his opponent. It was beautiful to watch. Really consummate performance.
And to think that Joe McColgan also has a full-time job, he doesn't even train full-time, it's even more impressive, isn't it?
That is impressive. That is really impressive because, you can tell he comes in incredible condition. Mm-hmm. You can tell his work rate's incredible. You can tell he's got skills everywhere as well, which means he's got to spend enough time in the gym to keep improving every time. And now he's the champion. He's got to keep improving again.
Yes. And the title fight tonight, who was it again? Just kidding. Obviously, Ian Gary versus Jack Grant. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It was tense all the way through, right?
Oh, did you think it was going to go all the way like that?
I didn't. No, I didn't. Because I thought, the toughness of Jack Grant was going to get him into the later rounds, but I thought it was going to be ended by either Ian Gary being able to catch him and stop him in standing, or, Jack Grant being able to catch him in something on the floor, maybe one of those heel hooks or a neck attack. But, the striking and the head movement of Ian Gary on the feet kept him out of trouble the whole time. And every time it hit the floor, he was able to keep top position and keep ground and pounding. And
the respect as well of Ian Gary at the end. He was in perfect position to inflict some serious damage, ground and pound.
He was.
And he stopped himself. He knew, he had so much respect. I thought that was a beautiful moment.
Yeah. I mean, he'd hit him enough, and I think he'd done enough to clearly win on the scorecards all the way across. A lot of respect for both of those guys between them as well. You could hear it all the way through the fight.
Yes. Next fight I want to talk about. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Will Curry, number 2.
What a fight. Because the first one, it was a little bit unfinished, obviously.
Unfinished.
Will Curry looked great in the first round. He looked really strong, but then came out in the second and got caught with that flying knee. And he felt that the fight could have changed again, after that. He felt like he was attacking again. He felt like he was going to reverse the position. But Christian Leroy Duncan just proved that first round was always going to be difficult, but he was always going to be able to come through it on the other side.
His composure, do you feel his extensive amateur record is really what's proving to be the key here?
I think so. I mean, 17-5, an amateur career, Mark Weir in his corner, and Mark Weir insisting that, he has to spend time in the amateur ranks to get experience internationally. It definitely paid off.
He calls it apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship, yes.
Yes, it pays off for sure. What about Nathan Fletcher and his finish in the first round? I mean, is he ready to fight for the title, you think?
I mean, he's close, isn't he? He's undefeated. Taking out a really tough European fighter like that, a nice short elbow to open up the rear naked choke. Another great performance. And I mean, what we've realised is we've got so many prospects. The Hardwick brothers stood out this weekend as well. They both looked great yesterday. I think we've got a really exciting new crop of talent coming through, and Cage Warriors is the place to see them.
I was actually thinking it's too bad that the Figlack brothers are lightweight and welterweight, because
I had the same thought.
Really?
I know. We could have the brother fight
alike.
We could have brothers fighting one another. Yeah,
that would have been so much fun. Maybe they need to go up and down a weight or something like that. We need to figure something out.
Maybe they just weigh in together. That might work. Like do a tag team match between the brothers. Great performances from both of them.
Yes, absolutely. And Tobias Harila tonight versus Gomez.
Yeah.
What did you think of that one?
Well, I didn't want to underestimate Gomez coming into this one because I'd done some research and I'd watched his Sander background. You know, he's got an extensive career in various different types of martial arts competition. But we all expected so much of Tobias Harila.
Yes.
You know, he's such an exciting and aggressive opponent. He came into the Cage Warriors and had a fantastic first win over a really tough guy. But then tonight, he just chased his opponent too much. He kept running onto shots, and Gomez kept his game plan, kept his composure. When he needed to level change to slow his opponent down, he did, and he won all rounds. It was a frustrating one for Tobias, but
do you think he was counting a little bit too much on his mind game and just kept going forward without moving and without doing
I think he expected Gomez to slow down. I think he expected him to get tired and get bored of running backwards and counter striking, and he just didn't. I mean, that's a professional right there.
I mean, he is intimidating. Like personally, I would be running away.
Exactly. More intimidating without his mask on as well, because you can genuinely see that weird grin on his face. Even at the end of the fight, he'd still enjoyed the process. He was disappointed he didn't win, but he likes fighting, and that comes through in his whole bravado. I'm really excited to see Harila back in there, but we've also got a new contender in Gomez now.
Exactly. All right. Well, I know we both want to go watch a UFC fight, so I think that's all the time we have for now. Thank you so much again for your input.